Hello there, I'm Anthony, and let's quickly move on to the topic as yesterday something very important happened to metal society. There was Scarcity's new album announced a few months ago and which has been released for some time. But 6th September of 2024 marks as great return of experimental death metal band Pyrrhon, as Doug Moore and other friends decided to release a new album for this project without even announcing it. And I must admit that I haven't spent so much time with Pyrrhon for past years. I only listened to Ups this time and I don't remember it very well. But if all previous albums sound like this one, then I don't have any questions. As I said before, Pyrrhon is a band that plays experimental death metal, which is actually one of the legends of New York's underground. But this is much more experimental than you think, as there are lots of different structures. I have already listened to the album 7 times and with every listen I discovered something new. There is lots of progressiveness, brutality, technicity and dissonance. And my opinion is that this album has a lot in common with grind, which has two forms here. The first form manifests itself especially by fast drum blasts at the beginning, also with some characteristic riffs, while the second form reminds me of another American band, Yotia, especially their latest album The Lurch, which sounds like golden center between sludge and grindcore, and this is what indeed in my opinion can be heard on Pyrrhon's new album as well. But the most powerful part of the album are definitely the riffs. Some of them are grindy or psychedelic, and other ones are dissonant or more related to classic death metal. I would say it's the album with the hugest diversity of riffs in 2024 so far. And I love this direction as it makes the album more interesting with every listen, so that you won't be bored with it so fast. For example, I have such a problem with newest Ulcerate, where after a few listens it became too monotonous for me. Although it's a great album and I'm still encouraging you to listen to it. But Pyrrhon is much higher, and I can gladly put them next to my favorite bands like Ekaton Hair, Kvadrat or Defacement. And I guess we should finally take a closer look on music. The first track begins with such psychedelic riffs. And later there are such noisy, dissonant, groovy riffs. Not to mention a great solo with even better backing drums. I would say that drums are also one of the strongest parts of this album. And the next track reminds me a little of first full length of Hoplites. But anyway, this track is pretty similar in construction to the previous one. While the next track hits us with rapidly fast drums. And later it sounds almost like Yotia in my opinion. But still more experimental than The Large. The next track is a great example of that first form of grindcore I told some time ago. Fast drums at the beginning, catchy riffs and harsh vocals. So everything I remember very well from Wormwood, for example. And at the end it becomes more psychedelic. The next track is pretty interesting as vast majority of it consists of half spoken parts and it's pretty calm. Just drive. Later it indeed becomes more aggressive. And the next track adds some melodic riffs. The next track is probably one of my favorites. I'm still choosing between two ones. Great drum intro. And then probably best psychedelic riffs on the whole album. And the next track is mostly about another kind of psychedelic riffs. While the ones I was pointing before were reminding me of Scarcity, this is something completely new for me, I'd say. Next track is, I would say, Yotia meets Wormrot in calmer parts. And the last track is one of those my favorites. It brings us great riffs with drums again. And later progressive technical riffs which are even better. So it was the whole album. This time I really wanted to talk about everything from the album, as it contains so many things that skipping even one track could be inappropriate. And I'm still excited that we got a new album. Even if I wasn't a big fan of the band, I knew they were playing some great music. And with this album I was encouraged to check out their previous creations. And I will do sooner or later, I guess. But for now, huge thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to sub to my channel to get more information about current underground. And not only. And also I'm encouraging you to like this video. And see ya very soon in my next videos, as lots of great albums were released this week.